writing assignment.
Yeah, they may have halted it because of the quiz. They'll restart it again. You had a quiz no previous week, so they might have not sent a question for email or the other tasks because of that.
Okay,
Was it
ma'am, but
already sent? Okay, I am told that. What did you get? Did you write the first 2 weeks?
no, ma'am. Actually, I forgot to write it because of I set reminder, but I just forget. Like I didn't submitted it, so it's because of that I'm not able. I'm not receiving it.
No, no, it couldn't be that, right? If you're subscribed to that particular thing, then you should get it. You do one thing, right? You'll get an announcement. You do one thing. In any case, no, you write to English One mail ID. Okay, from there you can access the rest of the things. They'll look into that issue in case you're not getting the emails. Okay,
Ma'am, how like English mail ID? So what is that, ma'am?
English One mail ID would be uh, English hyphen one. English hyphen one. Hmm. Okay. Okay, there's a there's a an ID that's been typed in your chat. You can write to it, and I think rest of the things are happening. I don't think there's any halt in that. I thought maybe they did not do because of the quiz, but seems like it's on. So you can write to this email ID and rectify the problems. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Because some of my friends are getting the emails, and the last assignment was on 25 Feb, but I didn't got that email.
Hmm. Right.
Okay.
So you can write to this mail ID and get it clarified. Okay.
And ma'am, last thing, that is it graded, ma'am? Like, is it important to submit? Because I thought that it is because that I,
No, no, no. It's
it,
not graded. No, no, not graded.
okay,
It's
because I
definitely
have
not
Ma'am,
graded.
these
It's for
marks are
practice.
included in total.
No, 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 no. See, additional sessions, none of them are compulsory or graded. They are only given out for additional help, right? Nothing beyond what is there in your grading document would be considered for grading.
ma'am, because I have submitted it conversational some email. There was some announcement for the conversational program of English to improve your English for in conversation. So is it that's why because I'm receiving that emails, or is it
No,
for
no.
all?
These things are not connected. No, 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 no. See, for all the sessions, you get a different announcement and they're all conducted separately. So it's not interconnected in that sense, right? Your participation in one doesn't affect the other. But yeah, conversational practices, that is a little more controlled. Not everybody gets a pass through that. But most of the others are open to everyone if you're a registered person to the course. Okay.
Okay, so this is open to everyone, like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if it is something that's meant for English to students, then everyone in English too gets access to it. That's all.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Sure, sure, sure. No problem. All right. Okay. So you see these sentences on the screen, right? So what is your task? You need to figure out which of the following sentences would be considered formal in tone and which one would be informal. Right? You understand what formal and informal is. Last time also, I think while we were discussing on styles, I gave you a few clues, right, on how to understand what formal and informal means, right? So, what are formal and informal? How do you understand something is formal and informal? In terms of tone, how will a formal style look like? Will it have more of a personal tone or an impersonal tone? Yes, mostly impersonal tone, right? So it has to be more objective. You don't have any flavors of personal touch while you're using formal style in writing, right? So that was one thing. It is not casual in nature when you're talking about formal approach or formal styles of writing, right? Um, okay, so look at the first sentence. Sorry, but the delivery will be late because of a technical problem. How do you judge this? Do you think the sentence is formal or informal?
Formal, ma'am.
Formal.
All right, formal. Okay. Now look at the second sentence. We regret to inform you that your order has been cancelled. Can you compare these two, 1 and 2, and tell me which one is formal and which one is informal?
Ma'am, both seems formal.
Both seems formal. Okay, so let me rephrase. Maybe I think informal may not be the right way to do that. Which one is less formal? Among 1 and 2,
I think
which one
The
do you
first
think
second
one.
is
one.
less? The first one, right? The first one is less formal when compared to the second one, right? We regret to inform you that your order has been cancelled, right? So, can you, from this context, judge and tell me what would be the formal usage when you have to apologize? So, you say sorry, right? The context is apologizing. So, the formal verb that you can use to express that you're apologizing for something or some something that has happened at your side, what is the word? I'll give you one clue. You could either say apologize, right? We apologize, or I apologize. Another way of doing that is a formal term or formal verb for saying sorry would be, it's there in the second question. What is that word?
That we regret.
Regret, right? Regret. So
Yeah.
whenever you're using sentences in formal style in emails or in letters or wherever it is applicable, you use the word regret or apologize to make your sentences more formal, right? So regret and apologize is a more formal verb when compared to something like, I am sorry, right? This is more of a conversational way of handling things. But when you're writing and when you have to write more professionally and more formally, then the expressions or to be particular, the verbs that you would use to make it formal would be regret and apologize in case the context is to apologize to someone, right? Instead of saying I'm sorry. Okay, got this point? Okay, let's look at 3 and 4. Have you seen Mr. John? Seen John. Which one is formal and which one is informal?
Ma'am, third one is formal.
Yeah, third one is more formal, right? Fourth one, not even, this is something that you can call semi-formal to informal. Seen John, right? Seen John, the sense it produces is more of that of a conversation, right? You're talking to someone like Seen John, right? It's more applicable or more suitable in such conversations than in a writing space. Have you seen Mr. John would be much more of a formal use than St. John. The fifth one, I can help you solve the problem. I can help you solve the problem. Formal, less formal or more formal?
Less formal.
Okay, why is it less formal? What makes it less formal? You're right, it's less formal, but what makes it less formal? Do you see that? What is the verb in this sentence? Can you pick out the verb in this sentence for me? I can help you solve the problem.
Can
Ma'am, help.
help. Yeah.
Help.
Help.
Can help, right? Can help would be your verb complex because both of them, right? One is the main verb and can is your model verb. Now, you've already studied about model verbs, right? You also have been introduced to this thing called politeness factors in language. So, what is making the sentence less formal? The usage of the
Politeness.
model verb. Use of the model verb can, right? How will you make it formal? In case I ask you to make it formal, what would you do?
Ma'am, by using
I
may
could
I.
help.
By using could, right? You'll just change can to could. I could help you solve the problem, right? So could has, of course, other functions. Again, this is also something that you might have already learned in English 1, right? Could has its own meaning, right? In terms of being a model verb, it has other expressions. But one among the meaning that could has is to be the polite version for can, right? So you change
Can
can
we
to
use may here also?
no. I may help you is not how it works.
May
Okay.
I help you like that?
But then that you have changed, no, the sentence has changed now. Now you're asking a question. May I help you solve the problem? This is more like a promise. You're offering help. So I could help you solve the problem. Okay. So you change can to could in order to make this more formal in nature. Now, sixth one. So this one, no, all these modal verbs like could, would, may, all of them would be used in plenty in your um, formal writing, right? And all of them are going to be used to indicate more of its politeness meaning than the other one, right? Could, would, may. All of those would be used in the politeness context because we need this in professional emails, right? Okay. Send the file to me ASAP, the sixth one. Send the file to me ASAP. There are two problems in this one which makes it less formal. Can you pick this out for me? Send the file to me
Ma'am,
ASAP.
ASAP.
One is ASAP, right? You use shorthands or informal um, text language, internet language as it's called. These things are not allowed in professional writing. The second reason for this being
It is
less
not
formal,
polite.
it's not
Like
polite, or rather, look at the structure of that sentence. It's more like a command, right? Send the file to me ASAP. Now, in professional domains, even if you're commanding someone to do something, of course, maybe say when you occupy a higher position in your organization, you definitely direct people to do something, right? You instruct people, but even that has to be done in a more polite and a professional way, right? It shouldn't sound rude. So send the file to me ASAP has that kind of a sense, right? In the English language, now when you change this to your language, probably there's absolutely no problem, right? It looks all fine. But in the English context, the way it is used, by the standards and the conventions, this would be considered a very rude way of writing or even speaking, right? Both. So one problem is that this is a this sentence generally lacks politeness because it's in the command format, and also that it has the shorthand ASAP, which is very informal, or which can also be considered a slang, right? Okay. Now, seventh one, we want to buy your product. We want to buy your product. Is it formal, less formal, or more formal?
less formal.
This is less formal, right? So, and how do you change this to a more formal sentence?
We would like to buy your product.
We would like to is correct. You're right. You changed the want to by part to we would want to, or we would like to. We would. You don't have to change the verb. You just need to add the word would. We would want to buy your product. Okay. Yeah. Even want would be considered a little less formal. You can say we would like to. Okay. Or we would wish to. Anything is fine. There's another word which needs to be changed, and that's the word buy. Okay. What will you change buy to? Purchase, right? I'm leaving it in your chat box. So we would like to purchase your product, right? Purchase is the more formal or the more business formatted word for the word buy, right? You don't say buy, but you would say purchase. What was the previous word? Regret, right? So sorry can be rephrased or can be rewritten as apologize or regret, right? So please make a note of these. I think in the formal aspects of writing here, some of these things you will have to know and remember, right? Like, what is the formal word? What's a more formal word for buy? What's a more formal word for sorry, right? These lists, they're very easily available on the internet, so you can quickly give it a search and you can find out. They give you, sometimes it's available in the PDF also. You can make a note of those things, right? They give you a set of words which are very commonly used in the professional domain, and the formal words that you can use to replace these less formal ones. Okay. So two of them here. Let's see if we have more, then we'll discuss on that as well. So you got this point, right? You change the sentence number 7 to we would like to or we would wish to purchase your product to make it more formal from its existing form. Okay. Now the 8th one would be we would like to order a replacement of the product. How about this? Is this formal or informal? Is it formal or informal? We would like to
Informal.
order the this is formal.
Informal.
This is formal, right? Because it uses modal verbs. It has a word which is more formal in nature. Replacement, right? This is more of a formal word, right? Um, 9th one, you all meet me at 8 a.m. You all meet me at 8 a.m. This is straight away what? An informal way.
Informal.
This is informal because look at that, you all. Right? You're not allowed to use short forms in any form, even contractions, right? Like the ones you will hear people using this contractive forms in speech, like I'll, right? I apostrophe L or your, you apostrophe re, right? These are all called the contractive forms. In written form of communication, especially in the formal domains, you're not allowed to use any forms of short forms. Okay, any kind of short forms are not allowed. So in this, y'all stands for you all, right? Uh, so such kind of informal usage is not allowed in the professional spaces. Okay. The last one here, she's decided to quit. Same reason, right? She apostrophe s here is she is. Sorry, she has. Okay, she has decided to quit. So if that is a sentence, then you write the sentence completely as she has decided to quit, not she apostrophe s. Okay, this is more of a language that you use while you're speaking, right? What you call as connected speech, because you want to save time or because it's simply not possible to pronounce or articulate every single sound in a word. You know, you're allowed to shorten it and then speak accordingly. But in the written language, none of this would apply. Okay, you need to follow the standard conventions where you expand everything. You do not write any shorthand form. This is particularly in written communication in professional spaces. Okay, other places maybe it is allowed, but in the professional settings it's not. Okay, all right. Now there are more aspects of informality in language, like for example, vague expressions. We look at them when you're drafting the email. I don't want to give you a separate exercise on that. So while you draft the actual email, we'll look at what are these vague language. You know, what do we mean by vague language? What do we mean by cliche? Right? What do we mean by jargons? What do we mean by neoplasms? All of those things, no, we'll point out when we are writing the email instead of looking at them as a separate unit, because it can create confusions. I don't want you to remember names of them. I just want you to know how these expressions look like. Okay. So that we'll see. But for the moment, look at the next exercise on screen. Look at those verbs in the bracket. What can you say about them? Send, write, reply, receive, post, get. These are all verbs that are very commonly or more commonly used in emails, right? Send, write, reply, receive, post, get, right? This also sort of summarizes the purposes of your writing, right? Sometimes you're sending something across, sometimes you're writing about something to somebody, sometimes you're receiving information from someone, sometimes you're replying to something that has been asked to you. Sometimes you post information to people with attachments, right? So most of these verbs that you see here, they're very, very commonly and very frequently used in the emails. But some of them, no, they're used in a little, while you use them in sentence, they acquire a little different format. So for that purpose, this exercise should help you. Just go through the sentences 1 to 7 for a while. Just take a minute and just quickly, you know, without filling up the blanks, read through all the sentences once from 1 to 7. Okay, done. All right, so how would you fill up the first blank? I have dashed 5 emails this morning, but I have not sent them yet. You can choose any of the, not any of the suitable one from the verbs given in the bracket.
Written.
I have written 5 emails this morning, but I have not sent them yet. Okay, is there any other word that would fit there? Anything else from
Ma'am,
the?
receive.
I have received 5 emails this morning, but I have not sent them yet. Okay, sounds okay, but I think more appropriate would be written. Yeah, received can also fit in, but not as much as written. Okay, so we go by written. You can also use received, but remember it does not give you an entire fitting meaning to the given sentence. Yet we'll take it. Okay, no problem. But written would be the more appropriate response. Second one would be, he dashed me to say that he could not find the file.
Ma'am wrote.
Will you write wrote, or should there be something else after that? He wrote to me, right? He wrote to me to say that he could not find the file. So the write to is the actual verb that should fit here. And because of the tense, you're changing it to past tense. He wrote to me to say that he could not find the file, right? Okay, the third one, I have dashed your emails, but I have not dashed to them yet.
Received.
Yes, received, right? I have received your emails, but I have not dashed to them yet.
Replied.
Right.
Replied.
Post.
I have not
Post.
Replied.
Ma'am replied.
Reply.
post. I have not replied, right? So replied to, among the verbs that you have here, the ones that will take a to after it would be replied. So in case if you had the verb respond, right, even that would take to. Here I have not added it here, but then you can even use the word respond, right? So even in that case, you can write have not responded to them, right? But I have not replied to them. In this case, you can say right, or you can also say, but I have not responded to them yet. Okay. In the first blank, again, you told me it's received, it's right, but you can also use the word get. Okay. I have got your emails, but I have not replied to them yet. What is the difference between these two sentences? I have received your emails, but I have not replied to them yet. I have got your emails, but I have not replied to them yet. How would it be different? Both are correct, grammatically and
Received is
otherwise,
formal.
semantically. Yeah, received is more formal, right? When you say received, I've received your email, it means you're being a bit more formal, right? I've got your emails, it's a less formal way of addressing, right? So got and receive would have similar meaning, but one is formal and the other is less formal than the other, right? So this is the third pair that you can look at, then get and receive, right? So this is the third one. We've already discussed the other ones. That's regret and purchase. This would be the third one in that list. There are many more. You can look for them elsewhere, but here I'm going to put this. Okay, receive, get. Okay, fourth one would be, I will dash the information to the secretary.
Send.
I will send, or additionally,
Ma'am post.
post, right? I will post the information to the secretary, or I will send the information to the secretary, right? Both are correct. You can use any of these. Fifth one, I dashed the letter a day ago. I dashed the letter a day ago.
Posted.
Received.
I received the
Received.
letter a day ago. Ah, yes, received, yes. I received the letter a day ago. I got the letter a day ago. I posted the letter a day ago, right? I wrote the letter a day ago. I sent the letter a day ago, right? In case you're using reply or respond, then you'll have to use what? To, right? I replied to the letter a day ago. I responded to the letter a day ago. Okay? So this is a common one. Most of the verbs can fit in this category. Then, sixth one, there is no need to dash this mail. There is no need to dash this mail.
Reply.
Send.
Reply, then how will you finish it off? If you're using reply, then
This mail.
reply to, right? I told you when you're using reply here, everywhere it has to be replied to, respond to, right? There is no need to reply to this mail. There's no need to respond to this mail. Any other options?
Send.
There is no need to send this mail. There is no need to write this mail. There's no need to post this mail. Right? Receive you cannot write, but rest of the verbs that you have in the bracket could very well fit this category, the sentence. Right? Okay. Now the last one, I dash this email from the manager. I dash this email from the manager.
I received या फिर got.
I received this email from the manager. Okay. I received this
मतलब
email from the manager. Anything else that goes? You can also say get, right? I got this
got.
email
Yes.
from the manager, but so difference being the second sentence, that is the one with got is going to be informal, right? And the one with receive is going to be formal. That's all. Okay. All right. Okay, now we're going to do another one, fifth one, which is rewriting the following sentences in formal styles, which means all of the sentences that you see on screen, they are in a less formal form. You have to convert them into the formal form. Okay, can you do that? You can type out your answers in the chat box. Okay, I can take a look at it. The first one, we got the goods yesterday. If you want to respond, you can respond, but in case you want to write down, you can use the chat box to do that as well. Okay. We got the goods yesterday. Yeah, anyone?
Ma'am, we received the goods yesterday.
Yes, you can say we received the goods yesterday. You want to make it a bit more formal. You can rewrite it as we received the. You're right, Roshan. But there are other parts of the sentence also which you can change. Now, that's not going to make it, in the strict sense of the term, we are not going to call it formal, but it can sound a little more formal if you change the word the goods to products. Okay, so we received the products yesterday, or we received the products a day ago, right? This last one, yesterday, I would not recommend. You can retain it, but the goods maybe, if you want to sound a little more formal than we received the goods yesterday, you can change that to the products. Okay, we received the products yesterday, right? So it's not just the verb. So like I told you, verbs, of course, they form a large part of what gives informality or decreases the formality in a sentence. But sometimes the other elements like the nouns and the adjectives also can add to the informal part, right? So, but your focus should be always on the verbs more, right? Because they are the ones which contribute mostly to the informal style. So once you can change that, once that is done, you can focus on the other part, right? So this sentence you can rewrite either as we received the goods yesterday, or make it a little more formal. You can say we received the products yesterday. Okay. Okay. Understood that?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. Can we look at the second one then? We want to ask about your new product. We want to we want to ask about your new product.
We would like to ask about your new product.
We would like to. So the next one you're going to change here is this word, the verb
No.
ask. What can you change it to?
No.
Yeah, Arjun, right. You will change ask to what? The word inquire, right? Inquire. This is the fifth set that you should know. Ask changes to inquire, right? We would like to inquire about your new product. Okay. This would be how the sentence be drafted in a professional email when you're writing to someone for an inquiry, right? Those kind of emails are called inquiry emails, right? So we would like to inquire about your new product. Okay, we changed want to more formal by adding the politeness element. We changed it to would you like and would like, and then changed also the verb ask to inquire. Okay. Okay, third one. We are sorry that the order was late.
We apologize that the order was late.
We apologize that the order got late. Okay. A little more formality. Apologize is fine. The remaining part also can be made a little more formal. So, sorry, of course, that changes to apologize or regret. So, we regret that the order was late, will change to delayed, right? Late can be changed to delayed. So, we apologize or we regret that the order was delayed, right? Okay, fourth one, let me know if the date is okay. Let me know if the
Let me know if the date is all right.
let me know if the date is all right. Okay, try a little more. Let me know if the date is okay. So you would write something like, we would appreciate that you confirm the date with us. Okay, this is like the most formal method of writing the sentence. Let me know if the date is okay can be rewritten as we would appreciate if you can confirm the date with us. Okay, got this one? Okay is appropriate. Okay changes to appropriate. Yeah, rather than appropriate, no, you can actually, rather than changing okay to appropriate, it's better that you write down this as confirm. Right. If the date is okay, we are changing that whole sense to confirmation of the date, right? So confirmation emails, this is also one kind of formal emails that you draft, right? Yes, go ahead. Someone's hand was raised.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
can we exchange if by that?
No. How would the
Let me
sentence
know that.
change to it? Let me know that the date. No, no, no. You cannot do that.
Okay.
It changes the meaning of the sentence, right? Okay. All right. So, did you understand this particular sentence that we discussed? We would appreciate if you can, or if you could, not can, if you could confirm the date with us. Okay. The with us part is optional. You don't have to use that, but at least you know this much should be there. We would appreciate if you could confirm the date. Yes. Okay. Fifth one, if you need any more help, it's only a part of the sentence, it's not a complete sentence. It's only the beginning of a sentence. If you need any more help, This we discussed, right? Anything when we were talking about the complementary clauses. I showed you a page wherein you could transform this into a formal version, right? Very formal version would be, should you need any more help, right? Should you need any more help? That would be considered the most formal way. What was the semi-formal one? Semi-formal one.
Would you need any further?
Sorry, what was that?
Ma'am, can we use would?
Where?
Uh, would you need any further help?
Would you need any? No, no, no. You don't use would. The only thing you say is should. Should you need any help? Okay.
Ma'am,
Should
please
you need
let
any?
me know.
Please let me know. Okay. Please let me know if the date is okay. Oh, sorry. Which one? No, we are discussing fifth one. No, if you need any more help. Semi-formal is what we are discussing. If you remember from the past thing, the class that we discussed, I showed you a version of this, right? You don't need any please or anything in that case. You simply say, see this one, no. This one that you see, let me know if the date is okay. This is actually the semi-formal version, right? Do you see that? This one, this particular version, this is the semi-formal version, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
the more formal, the most formal version would be should. Okay. In fifth sentence, if you need any more help, you can change it to the most formal version by adding should you need any more help. That would be the most formal one. You want to make it semi-formal, you can say let me know if you need any more help. That is what will make it more semi-formal. Okay, right? Those would be the differences between all the three that you see here. Okay, the last one there, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you.
Looking forward to meeting with you.
Hmm. Looking forward is a wrong expression. What is the one that we saw in the previous
Look
session?
forward.
I look forward. I look forward to seeing you. Right? I look forward to seeing you. Depends on when you want to see. Since we don't have context here, we are going to stop at I look forward to see you. Okay, or look forward to see you. We can be followed up with either the word soon, or it can also have specific times like on Monday or in the afternoon, in the evening, anything, right? But the structure would be this, right? Look forward to seeing you. Okay, this one you need to keep in mind. You don't write I look forward to see you, right? You need to write I look forward to seeing you. Okay, that ing is important. If you remove that thing, then it won't be considered the grammatical format, right? I look forward to seeing you. Okay, all right. Any questions? Any questions? No. Okay, so this one, no, this knowing which verb to use when, what is the formal and all that, there are lists of this prepared. Actually, you can find them anywhere in the internet. You can simply go to the search bar and write down formal verbs, right? Or business verbs, right? Any of these terms you can use. They'll give you a list of these things, and they can teach you or give you samples of how these are used in the text, in the actual mails and lessons also. Okay, I will see if I can upload one. I do have a list, so whenever I'm uploading these materials, you can check if it would be useful for you. One of those lists I will also give, but remember, no list you find is going to be exhaustive, so you'll have to keep going through either more websites or more pages that talk about these, and figure out all of those which can be uh, used in the business emails or professional formal emails. Okay. Okay. Now this one is probably, we just have one more exercise, I think, in this one, and the next one is for you to write down the actual email, but Before that, we are going to do this activity on writing effective subject lines for the emails. Can you read the first email, and keeping in mind all that we discussed to form an effective subject line, can you come up with one? Read the first one, the first email, and then write a good effective subject line for it. You can leave the answers in the chat, but read the email first. Okay. If you finish reading, you can think about writing this one, right? Draft a subject line for the first one. This one, dear all, please find below an updated schedule for this upcoming spring 2022 research seminar series. The seminar series will now begin on the 16th of March with Jane Hodgson as our first speaker. Kind regards. Should not forget 6 to 7 words would be what we considered a good subject line, right? An effective one in terms of its length, of course. Keep in mind the other things that we discussed for writing subject line. You need to remember that it's basically the crunched or the fragmented version of your purpose statement in the email. The first line of your email or the first line in the body of your email is what your purpose statement is. A more fragmented and crunched version of that would be your subject line, right? Keep this cue in mind and then draft a subject line for the first email. And don't forget to front and center the main information. Whatever is your main information, that has to appear either in the beginning or in the center, towards the center of your whole of the subject line, right? Do not push it towards the end of the subject line. Yeah, you can use the chat to type out your answer. Or if you're ready with the answer, you can even speak. What is this email about? What is this being written for?
About research summer series.
What about it? It's not about research summer series, right? What is the main reason for writing this email?
Updated schedule.
Schedule.
The change
Yeah.
schedule.
So yeah, to inform about the updated schedule. So for sure, the word updated schedule or update in some sense has to figure in the subject line, right? Updated schedule for research seminar. Yes, that is one thing. That's an okay subject line. Anything else that anybody wants to talk of? Any other way to write this than using updated schedule?
Ma'am, reschedule.
Reschedule. You can. So how would you write that down? If you're using reschedule, that's also okay. Regarding updation and research seminar series, okay. We are still okay. We're still not getting to the most effective one. So the first one that you wrote, updated schedule for research seminar, while it fits your email, there's something that you've missed out on here, right? What research seminar? All kind of things happen in a department or in a college or university or even in a company, right? You need to be more specific, right? If it has a specification in the email. Disha, so now what you have done, you have included everything, but now this is a lengthy one. You don't have to even go up to this length in writing the subject line. So what about I writing updated schedule look at this one, updated schedule or scheduled spring research seminar, right? So I'm making it more specific. Which one got updated? The spring research seminar got updated, right? So this is one way. If you're using rescheduling, then again the same thing. Okay, you can say spring research seminar rescheduled. Okay, so that's another way. Spring research seminar rescheduled. Okay, now for example, say you are a little late. Now you have to say tomorrow it is starting and you're texting or you're messaging or emailing today. Then there is a sense of urgency with this, right? People have to know that this is beginning tomorrow. So what's the method to do that? To do it that way? Two methods we've already seen: updated schedule, spring research seminar, or spring research seminar reschedule. Both are fine. The third way, when you have to show some sense of urgency, then you would say spring research seminar. Either you say begins tomorrow, right? This is one way of writing. Spring research seminar begins tomorrow, or you say spring research seminar begins on, there is a date given, right? There's already a date that's given in your email. So you would say spring research seminar begins on 16th March. Right? See this? So all these four could be considered an effective one, right? The second one, the last two, is particularly when you want to be more specific about the date, when you want to emphasize more on the date, when you want the people to know exact date, then you can use this one. And also when there's a sense of urgency, right? The other one would be a general way, but that's also fine. In case it's a little far away, or, there's still some time for it, then the first two can be used. But if you wish to be more specific with the time that you use, then you can use the last two. The ones that you gave me, they're okay. You just need to readjust it based on how I've done that, right? In Roshan, so line, you have to add the word spring because you need to give some, thing to make it more specific, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Arjun, yours is also fine. The same thing would apply here, right? You have to make it more specific. Disha, yours had everything. The problem here was that you have added too much information and because of that it has become lengthy. Like you don't have to say who the speaker and all is with Jane Hodson. These are all details which the person can read in the email. That is not the key thing to be added in the subject line. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, so choose your keywords carefully. Put in only the things that would matter in a subject line. Okay. So I think that's all right. We are almost at the closing time. So next week we'll finish off this one, and then we'll actually write the 2 emails that we have for this thing. For this particular session, and of course I'll share that other document with you which has more questions. These 2 we'll solve in the class next week. That is, you guys will write, draft it in the class, and then we'll together analyze, what you have written, if you followed the structure, if the language is okay, what changes can be made, right? And from the insights that you receive in that discussion, you can go back and work on the other questions in that document, which I'll share with you. Okay. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, right. So we'll see again next week, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for joining
Okay,
in
ma'am.
today. Okay, see you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. See you everyone.